Hi, boys and girls. Can you guess who's going to read with us today? It's Hippie the rabbit, and she's saying, Happy Easter. Hippie's going to stay with us right here for this story. All right, we're going to read another Easter story. This one's called The Easter Ribbit. The Easter Ribbit. Easter was coming. The bunnies were very busy making pretty Easter baskets, carrying jelly beans and painting eggs. Froggy watched them from the pond. Sometimes he wished he were a rabbit. They seemed to be having so much fun. Maybe he could convince Turtle to let him paint her eggs before they hatched. Froggy quickly ran to the beach. Turtle was there covering her eggs with sand. Ribbit, Ribbit, Froggy called to Turtle. It's almost Easter. May I paint your eggs? There he is watching the bunnies from the pond. And here's Turtle covering her eggs so they can hatch later. Keep quiet, Turtle warned. Can't you see I'm trying to hide them? If you were to paint them, every bird in the forest would see my eggs and eat them before the baby could hatch and crawl to the water. Go back to your log and stop bothering me. Turtle does not look very happy, does she? Froggy walked sadly to his favorite hollow log near the rabbit tree and crawled inside. After a long time of feeling sorry for himself, he fell asleep and he had a dream. In the dream, he was an Easter Ribbit. Not quite a rabbit, but not quite a frog either. He was rushing through the high grass to deliver Easter baskets to all the children. The baskets were full of things that Froggy loved. Jelly beans, lollipops, flies, tiny fish eggs, seaweed bars, and delicious mosquitoes too. Maybe you'll get flies for Easter too. Suddenly, a terrible noise woke Froggy. He opened his eyes and peeked out of the log. Here he is. The chief Easter bunny had just landed in a helicopter. He was carrying armfuls of lists of all the children who needed Easter presents. Mrs. Rabbit and all of her assistants came running out to greet him. You are doing a wonderful job, said the chief, but we need more helpers. Can you handle an extra load of deliveries? Oh dear, said Mrs. Rabbit. We don't have enough bunnies to deliver the baskets. Flossie and Fernie caught colds last night, and I'm afraid they are running fevers. And Hubert and Henry hurt their feet squeezing under a fence. They can't run until next week. What will we do? What will we do has a question mark, so I had to change my voice. What will we do? Advertise, said the chief Easter bunny. Help wanted, Easter Ribbit. Help wanted, Easter Ribbit. Help wanted, Easter Ribbit. Help wanted, Easter Ribbit. Call Mrs. Duck's employment agency. She can fly over the woods and drop ads for the position tonight. Mrs. Duck's a quack, but she may be able to help us. A quack means she's a little bit crazy. All right, said Mrs. Rabbit. We'll do our best. Mrs. Duck was sound asleep when Mrs. Rabbit called, but she woke up and wrote the ad anyway. Unfortunately, Mrs. Duck was very nearsighted and didn't see her spelling mistake. Instead of writing an ad for an Easter rabbit, she had written an ad for an Easter Ribbit. Help wanted, Easter Ribbit. Look at all of these Easter Ribbit advertisements. One of the ads landed on Froggy's log. Froggy saw it as soon as he woke up that next morning. An Easter Ribbit? Said Froggy, that's me! It was his dream come true. Quickly, he wrote down Mrs. Duck's address and ran to the employment office. Here he goes. Although he couldn't see it well, Mrs. Duck suspected that she was looking at a frog. Nevertheless, Froggy was the only client who had come into the office for a very long time, and there wasn't a rabbit in sight. So no other rabbits are applying for this position. So she's saying, okay, guess I'll have to give the position to you. Look at her. Mrs. Duck ran to her storage room and cut out a big pair of paper bunny ears. She tied them on Froggy's head. Then Mrs. Duck pasted a big cotton ball onto Froggy to make him a little rabbit tail. Froggy was divinely happy. He ran to Mrs. Rabbit's tree right away. Mrs. Rabbit and all of her assistants were working feverishly to color these new eggs and fill the new baskets. Glancing quickly at Froggy's big floppy ears, Mrs. Rabbit didn't notice that he was an Easter Ribbit and not an Easter rabbit. She pointed to a tall tower of Easter baskets outside the back door and told Froggy to start his deliveries. Froggy looked up at the baskets. "Ribbit," he gasps, "I'll never be able to deliver all of these by Easter." There was only one thing to do. Quickly, he hopped down to the pond. Ribbiting as loudly as he could, Froggy called for all of his friends and relatives to come and help him. Soon, a crowd of frogs of all shapes and sizes leapfrogged to pick up the baskets stacked behind Mr. Rabbit's tree. And if you had been anywhere near Froggy's log at the crack of dawn on Easter morning, you would have seen them marching through the meadow to deliver the Easter baskets to the children. And at the head of the parade was Froggy, ribbiting a happy song. Here's the big long parade, and here's Froggy. Okay, we have Froggy's song. I'm a froggy in a hurry, and I've really got to scurry before the sun comes up. While all the kids are sleeping, I'll be hopping, sprinting, leaping. I'm as happy as a pup. I can't be a rabbit, so I'll be an Easter Ribbit. It's true, I'm green, but if I am seen, I really can ad-lib it. I'll leave some Easter baskets, and everyone will cheer. A tisket, a tasket, the ribbit has been here. And from that day to this, if you listen carefully, you will always hear the little frogs called peepers singing in the woods in early spring. They are telling the story of Froggy the Easter Ribbit and how he became a hero to little frogs everywhere. The end. Hope you enjoyed the Easter Ribbit. See you later, and Happy Easter!